Hello, my friend, and welcome to this week's Simple Principles video. Last week, I did say that I was going to do a special video this week for the 3 Ps that you don't want. More on that at the end. I'm still adding a few bits in, so I'll cover that at the end. This week, after a couple of days where people have cut me up on the road and people have for some reason got really annoyed at something that I've done or said, and I've got annoyed in return. A couple of questions for you. If someone did cut you up or pull out in front of you on the road or decide that the rules of the road don't apply to them at traffic lights or roundabouts, and you felt angry, what's causing that anger? If you're watching a film, if you're watching a movie, and you find yourself secretly crying, a little tear running down your eye, and I just got something in my eye. What's causing you to feel sad or happy? And if you have had a verbal argument or a verbal altercation with someone, and you're both stormed off in different ways, different directions, and they're still playing on your mind, and you're still angry, what's caused the anger? The anger caused by the person pulling out or cutting you up or deciding the rules of the road don't apply to them. The anger is the result of what's actually happening. The tears of sadness or the tears of joy when you secretly have a little tear in your eye during a movie, that's the result of what's happening. When you've had an argument with somebody, the anger you feel is the result of what's really happening. None of them have caused that emotion. It is the result of what really caused you to feel the way you do. Any thoughts on what that might be? We wear masks. We all have the mask, and that mask is ego. Ego is how we want to see ourselves or think we should be presenting ourselves. We think that if we're in business, we should look powerful and we should look confident and we should look decisive. If you're an actor, your ego might be, hey, you can't let people think that you're not successful. And so you've always got to be smiling and you've always got to keep telling yourself, I've got work coming. The scripts are in the post. If you're working in any corporation, in any company, you've got to keep going with whatever role you're doing, even though you're having a really bad day. So your ego is saying, hey, you've got to make it look like water runs off your back and that you can handle anything, because that means then that it's sending out the right signals to whoever decides or whoever is in charge of or responsible for promotions. Does that make sense? That's your ego. And what it's doing is it's stopping the real you. There is nothing wrong with the real you. You can still get promoted being the real you. You can still be successful in business as the real you. You can still act or get the scripts, whatever you want to do, being you. It's the biggest hurdle to understanding what's really going on, because our ego just cannot let go of what we think we need to be like. So in the old days, before I know what I know now, I'd be in work and I'd be thinking, yes, I've got to lead my team and I've got to have all the answers and I've got to know exactly what to do in whatever situation, whatever happens. Because that's the same as what everyone else was doing and thinking and saying. And so your ego would think, oh, hang on a second, I can't be left behind. I've got to act the same. And so you then become a robot or a carbon copy of the behavior that you observe, that you see. But it's not you. It was never me when I was behaving like that. Now, you know, and I know that is true. How many times have you been doing something in the back of your mind you're thinking, this isn't me. I don't want to be doing this. This isn't right. And yet you continue. Quite innocently, you continue because that is the program. That is what you've been told, or that is what you've observed. Same with the ego is also the mask based upon your experiences. And so what happens is, as you grow up as a kid, and through school, kindergarten, college, uni, you observe things, you experience something. And so that then gets added to the mask. The mask is a patchwork of experiences that you either defend yourself against, or you open up more to, or you are very cautious about, or very secure about, simply because, irrespective of what the truth is, that is your world. That is your perception. The idea is, when you see what I'm pointing to, your ego, your mask, will start to fall away, so that not only will you be showing the real you, and everyone is looking forward to seeing that, by the way, you also drop your preconceived ideas, your experience. Because remember, the past is no indication of the present or the future. Just because you had a bad experience in a chip shop last month, which I did, by the way, has no impact on me going back to that chip shop this week. The only impact is I've got the memory up here. And so I believe, quite innocently, my belief system tells me, I had a bad experience at that chip shop. So if I go in there again, I will probably have another bad experience. Can you see what I'm pointing to? The whole world is waiting to see the real you. And to see the real you, you have to drop your ego. You have to drop that mask. You have to let that mask melt away. And the cause of you having that mask, the result of that having that mask is, as I said, your perception, your security, your guardedness, or your openness. That's the result. The cause, in everything I've talked about in this video, is your thoughts. That's it. It's not the driver who pulled out in front of you. It's not the person that you argued with. It's not the movie that you were watching. And it's not the mask you wear, it's your thoughts. Have a great week. Stay safe. And I'll see you again soon.